Hello everyone, this is Juan Sarmiento and today is Thursday, October the 1st. I want to take this opportunity to do the trading I need to do today inside the trading day. Okay, so I'm going to start by looking at my current positions. I'm going to go here by symbol. Just click here on my watch list. This is our current account. There we go, here. And we have first is Apple. And you see that I have an October the 2nd puts. These are expiring tomorrow. And to do the rollover, you see that there's no puts at the same strike price. So I can sell puts. These 102 will expire tomorrow. So I could do a rollover, but because they are expiring tomorrow, I can simply sell puts, not do the rollover as we know here that I would be selling the back month and buying back tomorrow's expiring puts. Since they are so out of the money, I'm simply gonna sell puts, okay? And I'm selling them against my existing puts. I have 6 long puts and I have 4 short puts. Okay, so I need to at least close one of them. So I'm going to do well, how about we do the 4 of them, okay? You could sell puts, but I decide perhaps it's just as easy to do the rollover, right? So let's do that. And we'll see. And bingo, it got filled right away. I thought it would take a little while. That's fine. So now we no longer have the October 2nd that would expire tomorrow. Instead, I took a little credit and I put in November, I sold the November 105 puts. And the result is we have 119 deltas. Okay, let's take a look at the chart of Apple. And if you feel bullish about it, you don't need to change anything. You'll be very equivalent to having 119 shares. But you could also sell some of your calls. I have 4 long calls, 4 short calls at 102 and 105, but I have this 125, and we could sell one of them in order to neutralize my deltas. Okay, and that way, you know, I would say, oh, if you feel bullish, leave it alone because you have like equivalent to 100 shares. But I would say we should make every effort to neutralize our position. And that way we don't get surprises. Okay, if the market collapses tomorrow and Apple drops 20 points, we will be all right. Okay, so did I close that properly? Yes. Okay, what if I wanted to close another? Then my delta is still positive because I have still 2 more 125 calls. So let's sell another one. And that has brought my deltas to 45. And then I say, okay, I'm happy with that because if the market collapses, volatility would spike and would benefit, even though we have positive deltas. Let's move on to ATVI. ATVI, as you remember, I put a trade to close, and up to this date, it hasn't filled even at a good price. So what I'm going to do is instead of a double rollover, which would be like this, you'll see that I tried all day long and it hasn't filled. So let me just show you what I tried. Would be a double diagonal, which means I would be selling on November 6th, 4 calls and 4 puts November 6th and buying back my October 2nd, which expire tomorrow. So instead, I'm going to do the call side and the put side separately and see how we get along with that. So call side and put side, okay? And this is what the new trade would look like, very delta neutral, which is what we want. Okay, so let's do this first. In fact, you can do this. I never done this, but this is an opportunity to do this. Create duplicate order, and then you say single order, no, say blast all, to make sure that the two trades go out at the same time. It's just completely unnecessary, but it's nice to do. And then the put side. And then we would know which one would fill first, rather than throw one and then the other next. No, this way. Let's do this at the current market prices. Close, lock in, so it's a limit order, and confirm and send. And then we wait until one of them filled. And then eventually we're going to have to go down, and obviously tomorrow, if I haven't filled them today, then I'll try again tomorrow. Okay, let's go to Caterpillar next. So I'm going to be back to this ATVI. Caterpillar expire October 16. We have plenty of time. Costco October 9. Now this is next week. So there are 8 days to expiration. So we want to close or do the rollover 7 days, so we don't end up with a problem like ATVI. Let's see if we can get this filled. Okay, let me take a look at the chart. Okay, so Costco is right close to the high. Okay, let's see. We have the October 2 trades here. Let me see, is there earnings coming? No, they just had earnings, which is a good thing. Okay, so I see that we have the 16th of October, so we can't really do a rollover. It's time to close this trade. And so, let me see. Yeah, so I have organized it here so that I'm closing a 4-legged trade, and then this additional 45.50 spread here. Okay, let's close this spread first. And by closing this spread, I would turn my trade into a bearish trade. If I do the opposite, if I fill the spread first, then I end up with a vertical spread, which I don't particularly care. Good. So let's try and close the trade and neutralize my trade. I don't care. When I do that, then it's simply not positive anymore. It's no delta positive, it's delta negative. I'm going to try and do that. And the fact that I have to close that is because as we went along, I kept on rolling up, and then eventually I just sold the 350 and the stock keeps going up. Okay, great, because we made money. But let me see if I can close that. Let's make sure that we get that filled before we can go on. Okay, so you can see that my ask is more than the working order, so I'm going to 1687 versus 1680, so I can cancel, replace, and bring down my credit ask until I get it filled before I do the other portion. And now you see my credit is less than the working order, than the working price, the mark. That's the last price that a trade like this got filled was at 1685. Let's reduce it even further. And just by 5 cents. Just to make, oh, it just got filled. Yeah, so no need to change that. It simply got filled. Now we can do the other portion. okay, which is what remained of my Gini trade. So as you can see, as we went along, we were moving those calls higher and higher, and I even sold a higher strike price. And now we have these 325, which are way out of the money for the call for the puts and deep in the money for the calls. So you can see that I'm asking $1 and the working is much more than that. So it will get filled by the end of the day. If not, I would reduce it even further because this mark is probably not accurate. We'll see. Okay, let's move on to Facebook. Okay, in this case, we have October calls, 255 calls that are expiring tomorrow, and then we would be assigned. So I need to do a rollover on that. And as you can see, I will get a lot of credit for that. That's great. So let's create duplicate, see how wide that is. Not too wide, so it should get filled. Okay, it didn't, so we'll wait a little while and see if it gets filled. I'm going to review this. I want everything to get filled before the end of the day, hopefully. Let's go to Home Depot. And this is October 16, plenty of time, 2 weeks to go. 16 on low here, Nike. October 23rd, no need to change anything. Okay, now we have PayPal. In this case, we have October expiring here. Yeah, we can do a rollover on the call here. And that was my Facebook got filled. Great. Okay, so let's go to PayPal. I can do this rollover, but when you think about it, the puts are also due to expire in 7 days. So we want to close this position. Okay, so I set it up in such a way that I would close it. Okay, so this October 95 call is in the money and is expiring tomorrow. So I'm going to just close this. Okay, we'll see if it closes or not. Then I modify. But this is what it looks like. It's quite bullish right now, currently. So it should get filled. Well, we'll see. Target. October 16, no need to change. UPS, October 16, no need to change. Okay, while we wait, I have a suggested trade on BABA. I think it's BABA, pretty sure it's BABA. BABA. Okay, let's take a look at the chart. The stock jumped and it approached a new high, but it might form a double top or it might break out. If it breaks out, it will be much higher. So let's see. This is my trade currently, and it is at $60. And that I would be able to enter only one trade, which would be $6,000, which is less than 10% of my account. I couldn't do two of them because then it would be 12,000, which is more than 10% of my account. I see that the front month is high volatility and the back month is below 40, which I like. So let me take a look at the information here. The expected value and the actual value, we don't have an analysis on that. If I take the chart here, we have the previous estimate was 154. We didn't get a it doesn't matter because this is back in August, so it's not relevant, so I'm going to ignore that. Then the volatility here, you can see we have a positive skew. Usually we have a negative skew, less than 3%, so this is great. This means that the front month is more expensive, and those are the options we're selling. And the liquidity is about 3%, which is what I want. and then the volatility is a little high, but that's because the front month volatility is so high. So all in all, I'm willing to do this trade, and here I go. Confirm and send. It's a new trade. Okay, and that's about it. I'm going to go through the trades again. And from the bottom here, I'm going to adjust my prices so that I get a better chance to fill. Okay. So all I have to do is unlock it, and it will bring me to the mid. And that's what I would do with the rest. Modify my trades until they get filled for the rest of the day if necessary. So I'll be sure to fill it at whatever price happens to fill, because I can't wait any longer. And remember, our secret to our trading is trade once a week, not every day. So today is the day. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Please be sure to subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Once you have done that, be sure to also click on the bell so you get a notification of future videos coming up in this channel. Be sure also to click like if you enjoyed this video, and feel free to share it with your friends and family. Thank you very much.